alltalkradio.net.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
Welcome to Dante's Boxing Nation Show here on alltalkradio.net. Now here's your host, Dante.
What's going on, guys? All Talk Radio, BoxingTalk.com, and welcome to the Dante's Boxing Nation Show. I am your host, Dante. My co-host is Norton Radical, and let me go ahead and introduce my guest by way of phone. First of all, this man right here is one of the best trainers in the world right now, and Cutman, Mr. Rudy Hernandez. He just had one of his fighters have a very good performance against Vic Darchinyan. That was Nick Walters. We'll talk about that later on. And in the studio with me, this man right here definitely stole the show on HBO Latino, the lightweight undefeated contender, Mr. Jesus Chuy Gutierrez. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure being here, man.
And I got my man Tawan Butler over here from Right Hook Promotions. Oh, yeah, and one more person. We're going to have another guest later on in the show, guys. This guy, he's going to be fighting against the undefeated Olympian Terrell Gausha on Showtime this Friday, so we'll have him on later on, guys, okay? So welcome to the show once again, guys, and let's get it in, man. Yeah, glad you guys showed up. Now, our first thing I want to talk about, Mr. Chuy Gutierrez, is you had a great performance, man. I had to get you on the show because you did steal the show, man. How do you feel about that first round knockout, man? How would you rate the the 30 seconds that it went?
You know what, man? It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful night for me. It was something that I really wanted to. I wanted to have a good performance in a first round knockout. It could have been better. It was actually my grandfather's birthday, who just passed away like 2 weeks ago, and what better gift, you know?
Yeah, I hear you, man. It was nice. It was nice. Did you have any words? Were any words exchanged with I believe it was Rodriguez after the fight? Did he say anything to you?
Rodriguez? But you talking about Becerra?
Oh, Becerra. My bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, just you know, he knows what it was. You know, it's a sport at the end of the day, and you know, God bless him.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Rudy for just a quick second. Rudy, you there?
I'm here.
All right, man. Once again, welcome to the show, man. I want to say congratulations to you. You just started working with Nicholas Walters, and he got a real vicious knockout. I think you and Chuy Gutierrez probably had the best performances out of all the fights, and there was some good fights this past weekend. Did you expect him to just blow out a veteran, former champion like Vic Darchinyan that way, Rudy?
I thought he would do it within 3 rounds, but you know, the awkwardness of Vic Darchinyan, you know, kind of troubled him just a little bit, and then he got back on track in the 4th round.
Yeah, that's 3 rounds. That's a hell of a projection and prediction right there. But it was close enough to 3 rounds. Yeah, that's the same thing I thought, Rudy, is with Vic Darchinyan's awkwardness. Is, you know, he's so slippery. It seems like it's hard to really catch him with a whole bunch of consistent, clean shots. But yeah, man, Nicholas Walter, he was really impressive. Just real quick, did you watch
I did. I actually got to see the highlights.
Yeah.
So it was vicious, man.
Oh, okay. And I want to introduce you. I don't know if you know my man over here. He's fast rising out here, Rudy. Jesus Chuy Gutierrez, undefeated star out here, man. So just wanted to introduce you to him.
What's going on, Rudy?
Hey, congratulations on that great win.
Appreciate it, man. Congratulations to you guys too, man. You guys are dope.
All right. So you got anything you want to throw in, Norton?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, what's up to my man Jesus, and congratulations.
Appreciate it.
That was an amazing performance, short as it was.
Yeah.
but that's what it's about, getting in there and getting the job done.
That's right.
Rudy Hernandez, for those who might not know, is the brother of a legend in the game, El Chicanito, Genaro Hernandez. May he forever rest in peace. And one thing that, and by the way, Rudy, again, congratulations on Walter's win over Vic Darchinyan. But Rudy, you worn a lot of hats in the sport of boxing. You've been in the ring as a fighter. You've been a manager, trainer, cutman. Speak about your different experiences wearing so many different hats, and even what do you prefer the most? you know, or what do you gain? You know, which experience was the most fulfilling, or which out of all the roles you played in the sport of boxing?
At one time or another, all of them. You
Mm.
know, it's especially, you know, like being an underdog is probably the, you know, the greatest satisfaction. You know, when all the cards are stacked against you, but you do what you're supposed to do as a coach, and you bring out the best in the fighter, and he goes and performs and he wins when he wasn't supposed to. And I think that's what keeps me going in the sport. You know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Rudy. Are you, when it comes to Nicholas Walters, the Jamaican knockout artist, are you strictly his cutman, or are you working as his cutman and his assistant trainer?
I'm just his cut-man.
Okay.
I was Celso Chavez is his trainer, and I just have input in the team. You know, they trust me enough to help out with whatever they're doing, and I was told after the fight that I was going to be part of the training camp for his next coming fight.
Cool.
There's a good chance that he might be coming out to Los Angeles.
Cool. Well, obviously they liked your work, man. Okay, I'm gonna switch back. We're gonna keep switching back and forth. So Jesus, Chuy, I want to ask you, man, how did you get started into boxing, man?
Man, it's funny, man. I was always playing sports, man, all different type of sports. I actually played baseball. Baseball was my first love, and I didn't get into boxing until after high school, man. I was just going to school and working at the time, and getting fat. So you know how to jump in the gym. You know, I always wanted to do boxing. So you know, finally, you know, my boy Angel Magdaleno got me involved, and he said, "Yeah, come to the gym, whatever." So I came, and I fell in love the first day. Within 3 months, I started competing. I went 14-0 in my amateur career, and it's not until I at that time I already knew that, you know, this is what I was meant to do. You know, this is me right here. This boxing thing's for real, and you know, we're 12-0 now as a professional, and we're here.
Absolutely. So you the first boxer in your family?
Yeah, professionally, I guess
Yeah.
you could say that.
But
yeah.
you had some amateur boxers in the family, or just you talking about on the streets?
Both my grandparents did a couple of amateur fights back in Culiacan, but as far as my father, no, he was more of the street fighter. You know, we get paid over here to fight.
Yeah, that's the only difference now, huh? And you put gloves on now.
That's right.
I heard that. So with all the sparring you've been doing, man, out here, I know you done spar with a ton of different people, getting different experience, getting different looks. Who would you say you probably learned the most from, and who would you say was probably the toughest you've ever sparred with?
Everybody, you know, everybody has their own little style, but you know, to be honest with you, like from what I learned the most, honestly, is the technician Diego Magdaleno. Every time I spar him, it's just, you know, it's a chess match, and it's something I benefited a lot in. And as far as toughest, my man, I don't want to say his last name, Pablo. We call him Toluco, but yeah, man, he hit me with a punch one time that, you know, okay, yeah.
You knew what it felt like,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. It was the first time I didn't feel my legs under me, so it was. I knew this boxing game, you know, you gotta take it. You can't play with boxing.
Yeah,
Sure indeed.
yeah. Tell me about it. Now I'm gonna switch real quick to Rudy. Now, Rudy, when it comes to your brother, your late brother, he obviously fought against Floyd Mayweather. In fact, that was Floyd Mayweather's first title shot like 16 years ago. I believe it was in 1998. Now, going into that fight, you guys were the favorite. What did you think of Floyd Mayweather going into that fight, with him taking a fight against you guys, with him only having like 17 fights, Rudy?
To be honest with you, I didn't think my brother could win.
Interesting.
You know, there were certain things that we wanted to train and change, but my brother didn't want to. He felt that anything and everything he had already done and accomplished would work in his favor. But I saw things differently, and I had told my dad and I told my brothers as well that I just wasn't feeling it. That when you there was just, I always said that there was something special about Floyd, and that my brother, I don't think my brother, maybe in his prime it would have been a closer fight, but styles make fights, and the speed and the accuracy of that Floyd had. And we're talking about Floyd at 130.
Yeah.
In his prime, he was just a phenomenal fighter. And like I said, my brother always stood a chance to beat Oscar, but it was different. It was different with Floyd.
Yeah, and you said you thought your brother was past his prime, but HBO and everybody else, they kind of had Genaro a huge favorite to beat Floyd, because they were talking about him having his lack of experience against Genaro Hernandez. So I guess that kind of probably surprised you when you was hearing that Genaro was a big favorite over Floyd, because he didn't really accomplish anything at the time.
No, but it's like I said, styles make fights, and I knew my brother. I knew my brother better than anybody.
Yeah.
And so I even got a call from Todd DeBuff, and Todd said, "Rudy, what are you talking about? I mean, like, there's not one person here in the office that believes that Floyd will beat your brother." And I said, "Well, am I like the only one? Maybe Floyd's camp as well. We were the only ones that thought he could win, But like I said, just styles make fights, and Floyd has something that my brother really had very real difficulties in winning, and that was speed. He had more speed than my brother, and it was just, that was the key."
Very, very informative, Rudy. Very informative. So let me ask you, all the great fighters that your brother fought, what would, and you was in his corner pretty much the whole duration. What would you say was the most satisfying win for you guys in his career, even if it's more than one?
Well, him beating Azuma Nelson.
Azuma Nelson, yeah.
That fight, it just brought everything. My brother showed his class, his skills, his everything in that fight. He got hit after the bell. I think it was like the 7th or the 8th round, and he could have taken the bell and won by the disqualification.
Right.
Yeah.
It was we just couldn't. He and I were the only ones that wanted to continue, and everybody else was just telling us to stay down, and that this was already in the bag. But that's not how champions are made.
Exactly.
And so I didn't take it.
Right.
He didn't like it at all, and we both agreed that he'd continue to fight, and so he got up, and we got plenty of time to recuperate from it, but it was something that it did take a lot longer than the 5 minutes that we're giving after a foul.
But it's correct, Rudy. That's what your brother said at the time. He said he don't want to quit because he wanted to win like a real champion. Is that correct?
He and I, we're I'm talking to him, and we're like eye to eye right now. And I tell him, I said, "Man, champions are made fighting, not on their backs." And he goes,
Exactly.
"Well, I'm a champion, man. I'm gonna get up and fight."
For sure.
I go, "Well, that's what I expect you to do." And sure enough, man, he got up
and went back to business.
We bought a little bit more time, and he was good to go.
And that's against Azuma Nelson. So
exactly. Another beast.
Exactly.
Well, since you brought up this, now I got some extra questions, and this question is for you and Chuy Gutierrez. Since you just talked about how champions are supposed to behave or perform in the ring, what do you think about a lot of these fighters? Like, I got to be honest, like when it comes to Nonito Donaire, for example. I mean, he had a cut, and he had just knocked down Simply Vidyeka. He backs up, and it looks like he doesn't want to fight anymore. And then I got to even go back to Mikey Garcia against Orlando Salido. He had a broken nose, and he could have continued and he decided to opt out. I mean, I want you guys to be real, man. What you guys think, Chuy?
I'll let Rudy take this one.
You let oh, come on.
Chuy. No.
Diplomacy.
That's all you,
You're a
Rudy. That's a
fighter.
tough one, man.
Hey, I'm a lover, not
Or
a
you gotta
fighter.
tell me what you would have or you gotta tell me what you would have did,
I
Chuy.
mean, at the end of the day, man, but it's either they're a fight, they're smart, man. To be honest with you, it's at the end of the day, it's his business, and you live to fight another day.
Yeah. So what
As
would you
simple
would
as
have
that.
did in them situations?
I mean,
though?
me personally, I could tell you this and that, but I wasn't in that position. We
Yeah.
weren't in that position,
Great
so
answer.
we will never know.
You'll
But
know when you're in that position.
they chose the smart way, the smart way, and it is what it is. He's a champ.
Yeah. All right, Rudy.
I'll be. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man, because at the end of the freaking day, that's what I'm best known for. To tell like it is. And then I
Hey,
just don't,
please.
Like at the end of the freaking day, man, it's like I said, I didn't think my brother would beat Floyd, and I would tell people, and they were like, "What the hell?" But anyways, now as far as Mikey Garcia, I was really disappointed that he would win the title, and pretty much quit. It's a business. It was more. It's always been a business. So it seems like it's a business for Mikey Garcia, and if that was his choice, it good for him. But I as a boxing fan and watching, it's disappointing because he could have also shined that night.
Yeah.
All it was about him wanting to and putting his punches together, and I think he would have knocked Arriola out.
You gotta respect the war,
Instead of
man.
taking the decision.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta respect the war, and you gotta go all out.
Yeah.
Especially as a Mexican fighter.
Yeah. And another Mexican fighter, Chris Arriola, he had a broken nose against a heavyweight. And this dude was one of the hardest punchers on Bermain Stavern. And Chris Arriola, he kept going. So, that just kind of lets you know right there. But I know it's dicey though. But it's the sport you choose, I guess. It's the sport you choose. Now, Rudy, something else that I was going to ask you earlier, going back to the Mayweather situation. Just think about the fact that he fought your brother for his first title 16 years ago, and now today he's still undefeated, still considered pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. What is your assessment on Floyd Mayweather today?
I think Floyd is a crafty veteran today. He still holds on. You know what? He's a prime example as what a fighter should be. A fighter has to be in shape 24/7 every single day of his boxing career, and he takes care of himself. That means that he doesn't abuse his body by putting junk or when I mean junk, it's like alcohol or drugs or any kind of those shit. And that's why he is where he's at. And he's got a gift that not most fighters have today, and that he's able to read his opponent. So his opponent to do something that'll pick in that defense brain of Floyd, and he already knows what the guy's thinking of doing before he even does it.
Yeah. It's rare. It's rare to see someone at that age. What you think about that, Norin?
Floyd, yeah, like Rudy said, it's almost like a spider sense or an extra sense. Like you said, he's reading the opponent. He sees, he's looking at the body language, and it's just a slight twitch, and he knows what's coming. You know what I mean? And he knows exactly how to respond to it in a split second, in a nanosecond, like feline reflexes.
And
it's ideal for a boxer. My bad, Rudy.
And then the most important part is that you don't have those challengers like they used to have back in the day. What do you think? How do you think Floyd would have handled a Tommy Hearns or
I asked that.
Benitez or
Aaron Pryor.
Styles.
Yeah. And now if we go back to 140, okay, yeah, Aaron Pryor, Sansan Mansouri, a guy who won a world title with only his only third professional fight, and went on to make 10 title defenses. When you got guys that you had challengers matches that were all very, very competitive and could have all been world champions at one time or another. But today, come on, man, you've got guys coming in from the lightweight division and speak to the ones who have been challenging him. And I don't know, man. It's just like.
Hey, interesting enough question, because as a fan, I do fantasy boxing all the time. You know what I mean? So what do you think Floyd would have looked like against a Tommy Hearns? I think that's one of the most compelling matchups.
I think that's his most competitive
history.
Fight, that type of almost.
That the right hand, the length, the reach.
I don't see how it's competitive.
You don't think it's even competitive?
Hearns would have touched him. Hearns would have touched him.
I just don't see how it's competitive. When you have Tommy Hearns, who is as tall as he was, and who had that strong, long jab, and he finished you off with a right hand. If Shane Mosley could hurt,
can get to Floyd with that right hand.
With the right hand. I mean, what do you think Tommy would have done with him?
Now let me say.
I don't care where he hits him.
Yeah, let me say this. Tommy had a problem fighting going backwards, which is difficult for a lot of boxers to fight and be effective going backwards. Do you think Floyd would have been able to capitalize off of that and maybe exploit that situation somehow with his boxing IQ?
Yeah.
Well, who has Floyd ever made go back? I mean, who has he ever pushed back?
He's backed up a couple fighters. He's backed up a couple fighters. He was backing up Shane Mosley. You brought up Shane Mosley right after Floyd got knocked down. He was backing him up in the last minute of that round.
I've seen him walk a few fighters down.
Oh yeah, he didn't walk down a couple fighters.
People forget Floyd could fight, man.
Yeah. I mean, he was even backing up Canelo at some points, and Canelo was almost 20 pounds bigger than him. It's really hard, when we trying to compare,
of course,
today's era versus yesterday's era. All I would say is I truly believe Mayweather would be competitive with all of those guys, because one thing Mayweather has over a lot of these guys is his IQ to adjust.
Yep.
And a lot of the fighters in all different eras, they had problems when they were frustrated and they couldn't figure it out. They weren't able to just adapt and adjust and figure it out. Floyd Mayweather, he was in a dicey situation with Maidana, and he figured it out. A lot of people, they wouldn't have figured it out, so I just believe he would have been able to compete with a lot of those guys,
And I agree. I think Floyd is
now,
competitive.
remember, I only used Tommy Hearns. I didn't say Sugar Ray Leonard or anybody else.
Right.
I just think that Tommy Hearns would have been he would have had his number.
I agree. Well, I agree that would be one of his toughest. I think that would have been one of his toughest. I don't know if he would have beat him, but
I think Floyd.
We'll never know.
I think
We'll
true.
never know.
I think Floyd is competitive in any era, but for the record, I agree with you, Rudy. I think Tommy Hearns would have got to him with that right hand.
Yeah.
He's now remember now against everybody else, I'll even go as far as to say that I believe that Floyd Mayweather would have beaten Roberto Duran in the lightweight division.
Oh yeah, he was. It would seem like he was tailor made. I mean, yeah. No, but like I said, I'll go as far as to saying that I think, with the natural attributes that what's his name Hearns had, he would definitely be a difficult puzzle for Floyd to figure out. No doubt about it.
Come on, don't
He said, no.
I'm getting a sense that that Floyd might be hearing, huh?
Hey, speak the truth. Speak the truth, Rudy. Speak the truth,
He's
Rudy.
in the studio right here now.
he watching live like, damn, Rudy, like that? No.
He's off camera with me.
You know what? There's not one person in boxing that would ever say that I'm not a Floyd Mayweather fan. I like everything about him. I enjoy watching I didn't miss a fight that he's ever had. I watch him. It's just great to watch him fight. But when you look, when we have these fantasy fights, Floyd has never lost to anybody. But there's only one guy that I think that just would have been, I don't think it's as competitive as
you don't even think it's competitive.
Yeah, not as competitive, because I'm thinking more like let's say kind of like a Duran, Tommy Hearns type. He's just too tall, too big, and it's just that one kryptonite that guy that had, and it was just him. he's the only guy that I think that he couldn't have been competitive against. Everybody else, I think he just pretty much is very competitive against them all. Like I said, I think he beat Duran. Duran is considered to be like the greatest lightweight of all time, or at least one of the top between 1 and 3. And I think that Floyd was better than Duran.
I agree.
No,
and I think he's competitive against all of us. You know, and he could have been champion in any era.
I agree.
Now at 130 pounds, if we leave Floyd at 130 pounds, he would have been the best and the greatest 130 pounds ever. No one would have been better than him. The only guy that, you know, like competitive, probably Hector Camacho at 130. And only those who really saw who Hector Camacho was at 130 would understand how great he was at 130.
With speed, he was definitely one of the fastest. Camacho, another one, rest in peace.
And he was strong, and he was fast, mentally strong and physically strong, and the guy he was the best at that time. Other than that, when he moved on up, you know, the party scene and him, you know, doing what he thought was the best at the time to do, you know, it kind of shortened his career, you know. But yes, he went on to fight a lot for many years, but he was never the same again.
Okay, so listen, we were talking about just now junior lightweight 135, and switching gears back to Chuy here. What you think about the division that you're in right now, lightweight? Who you got your eye on?
I got my eye on myself, man. And
Yes,
I think
sir.
it's open. It's for the taking, and I'm here.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm
Chuy,
here.
I know you don't like to call people out. I know you don't like to call people out. But I know a lot of fighters, you visualize or you fantasize, just picturing, imagine me, big old pay-per-view, MGM Grand, and who is the opponent against? In that big pay-per-view super match, if you could pick one person, just visualize it. Not that it's really going to happen.
Whoever the champ is at the moment, man.
Come on.
To me,
Hey,
all I worry
look.
about is myself, and that's it. Whoever I'm fighting, that's who I'm fighting. Other than that, then it is what it is.
Chuy, come on with all the politically correct answers
Well,
already.
Who you want? Who's the champ right now?
Who's the
We
champ?
got-
Ooh,
we got Crawford.
We got Crawford, and we got
Gamboa going to be fighting him.
What's the Golden Boy? Oh boy, what's his name?
Who
He's
are we
nice
thinking
too. I
of?
would love to. Yeah, I would
Who
love
are we
to
missing?
go to
think-
war with him.
Oh, what's his name? I think I know who you're talking about. Like I asked you out there. Isn't it the dude who fought Canelo's brother you talking
Yeah,
about?
they didn't fight. They didn't fight.
They didn't fight.
He injured himself before the fight, so they had to pull out. And damn,
My
what's
bad,
his
man.
name? I forgot
I
his
think
name.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm forgetting
You know who we
his
talking about,
name.
Rudy?
The real aggressive guy. Is it the
Yeah,
real
yeah,
aggressive
yeah.
guy? He fought the Chinese, the
Yeah,
Asian guy, right?
yeah.
I forget his damn name.
Man.
That's what you want?
That would be a great
good-
war,
Rudy,
man. I would love to
Rudy,
go
you
war,
know
man.
who we're talking about here? We can't think of his name.
It's the Golden
Are you
Boy
talking
lightweight.
about the
135.
Jorge Linares?
No,
not Linares.
He fought on the same.
Oh, yes.
He fought on the same card Leo Santa Cruz fought on too, right? Wasn't he on
You
that
talking
card?
about Thompson, Sergio Thompson?
No, it's a Mexican guy. He's from
nice
Texas.
too, though.
He's
Sergio
from
Thompson's
Texas.
nice too, though.
He's from
Yeah,
Texas.
he's from Texas. Yeah.
Omar Figueroa? Oh,
Yeah, you go
that's-
Figueroa.
Figueroa.
Figueroa, yeah, man.
Figueroa.
Omar
Figueroa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
And we all want to fight him.
Is his mic on? You got his mic on, George?
That's your guy there.
You got his mic on?
Hey, we
Okay.
all want to fight Omar Figueroa.
Yeah, everybody. Hey, and it's no offense, and that would be a great fight. He's one of the top fighters right now, but
the
I
champ.
I kind of look at it as, the cute drunk chick at the club that everybody trying to get to. You know what I mean?
Easy work.
He said,
Yeah, why
easy.
not?
No, I'm saying that's like Figueroa.
Wow.
What I mean, I know it's a wild ass analogy, but what I mean is he's a good fighter, but we know he's easy to hit. We know that it will look good on your resume.
He's the
You
champ,
know,
man. He's the
yeah.
champ.
No, but I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's beat him yet.
Yeah,
Nobody's beat him yet.
I think it's a great step up for both. It's a challenge for Figueroa to prove, does
Oh,
he
it will-
deserve to be champ, and it's a great step up and matchup for Chuy.
Oh yeah, when we get there, we'll get there. But as
For
of
sure.
right now, whatever's next, we'll handle that. And when we do get there, we'll handle that too.
All day.
Yeah, and just for the record, early prediction, my man Chuy would do him in. He would do him in. He'd probably be the first one to do it. So
I second that emotion.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight.
Decision or stoppage.
That'll be a knockout.
We already know.
That'll be a knockout. Yeah. So let me ask you, Rudy. Before I let you go, I want to know. You working? You doing a lot, man. You working in the UFC. You know, you're not gonna leave us hanging and just jump to the UFC, are you? Rudy?
I don't know. You know, man, it's always you know, you know what, I have nothing but love for both of the sports. You know, boxing. You know, I've been doing it since I was 11. I've been involved in boxing for 40 years.
Wow.
And you know, and I've been with MMA for 10 years. And you know what, I have nothing but respect for both. I think they're both great sports. You know, they should never be compared because they're just two different sports. I mean, you know, and you got to see them for what they are. So I will say this, man, that the MMA fighters, you know, they're just like great athletes, and they're no prima donnas. Unfortunately, in boxing, we have too many of those. But other than that, you know, like I said, man, just nothing but respect for both sports.
I hear you. So, Nicholas Walters, Rudy, this dude is a beast, man. He's getting a lot of good reports, and people really liking what they're seeing. What do you think about him, and what do you think about his near future?
I think that there's a good chance, and this is just me thinking, you know, that pretty much how things go with Top Rank is that I think Nonito Donaire may have a rematch with Villeka.
Villeka, yeah.
And then I'm assuming that maybe it'll be Nick Walters against the Mexican Russian, and that's a great fight.
Gradovich, yeah, that'll be a good fight.
Yeah, so I think that's a great fight for the public and everyone involved. Of course, we'd have a huge advantage, you know, because at the end of the day, it's Nick Walters. He will make another statement. You know, when before we fought Victor Darcinian, I told him that it was a must that he made a statement, and that if he wanted to be relevant in boxing, he had to knock him out. And I felt that if he went out to fight right from the get-go, he would have taken him out in 3 rounds. But he gave him too much room, and it wasn't until like in the 4th round that, you know, after the 3rd round, you know, I got in his face and pretty much told him, you know, this is the only way it plays out. And so he picked it up in the 4th round and finished it off in the 5th. I think he's the guy to watch at the 126 pounds.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You got anything on that, Norin?
Like I said, it was just a impressive performance against again a veteran, Victor Darcinian, and Walters looks like he has a bright future. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Let me ask you this, Rudy. Last thing in parting, if we can get this in real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah. It might not go real quick. What we're gonna see. Trial and error here. But Rudy, what you think about some of the upcoming big events, man? We got this week coming, Cotto Martinez. Any predictions? I know you know you're not one to bite your tongue.
I like Cotto.
You like the first one? Nice.
I like Cotto.
Why?
Only because if Sergio Martinez is not able to move and get on his bicycle, I think Cotto will break him down, and I think Cotto will be the first Puerto Rican to win 4 world titles in 4 different divisions.
Nice.
Just real analysis. Yeah, real quick follow up.
Just real quick, since
Canelo,
you started
yeah,
this.
You already know. I told you.
Canelo, Lara, man. Canelo. He is undefeated right now.
I thought he would. I thought he would break the chain. I thought Rudy would be the one to break the chain.
Especially when he chose Cotto, right?
Exactly. We haven't gotten a Lara prediction yet.
Not one.
Give you a quick analysis, Rudy.
Why is he going to win, Rudy?
I think Canelo's he's got more to his boxing game than Lara does, and I think that he's got good quickness. He doesn't have one punch knockout punch, but he has but he has a way better technique, and he's not as easy as a lot of people may think he is to hit. And
I agree.
So I think that, you know, based on look at how he handles Pedro Angulo and look at how Lara handles him. And I know that there's just two different type of fighters, but at the end of the day, I think that I like him to win by unanimous decision.
We will say this is making this fight even more and more interesting. You know,
more and more intriguing.
Like I said, we done asked probably about 20 boxers and trainers, and every single one has chose Canelo. So
Who do you got?
you know what, man? Yeah, you guys are almost about to, you know, persuade me. It's so close, man. It's really close. I kind of have Lara by outboxing him, unanimous decision, but then at the same time, I kind of got Canelo by catching him with something. It's really, but if you put a gun in my hand and force me to bet, I think I may be the only one to think that Lara may survive and may win a 12-round unanimous decision.
I see.
In other words, you're the only one that went for him. You're the only one that got a gun pointed at you.
Living dangerous.
If you're forcing me, if you're forcing me to bet, if you're forcing me to bet, man. What about you, Nora?
It's a 50-50 fight. No gun to my head. I don't play that. But I can't make a choice. I legitimately can't make a choice. I just can't wait to see it. But listen, let me say this. Besides Angulo, he's the barometer that everybody's using. They also got another opponent in common in Austin Trout. Yeah. And, you know, Lara handled Trout a lot more effectively than Canelo did. So I'm just waiting to see, man. I can't choose.
It's tough.
I'm not even going to say I'm leaning one way or another.
Yeah, you guys are making it look easy, man, but it's tough for me. I don't know.
It's going to be a great match.
But that's what makes it such a good fight, though. It's a competitive. Exactly. Rudy and I always said.
That when you say 50-50, then that you're picking a draw.
Yeah, well,
so
you know what? That would be a good bet.
You gotta say, okay, I got to draw.
Nah, I'm being. I have the right to be diplomatic.
Hey, but if
we're
you
not
go
in America anymore.
That's another conversation. Yeah, but no. Hey, man. Well, thanks for your time, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, Rudy. But you got any quick closing thoughts before I let you go, man?
Nah, man. You know, until the next one.
Huh?
Until the next one.
Until the next. Hey.
No doubt.
And thanks for the invite.
No doubt.
I had a lot of fun.
Man,
No doubt.
Rudy, I really appreciate you, man, and we definitely gonna get you back on the show because I like your boxing IQ, man.
Yes, sir.
So you take care, man. And that was Rudy Hernandez, guys.
Bless you.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get my other guests on the show, James Shotgun Winchester. We're going to close out with him. He has a fight against undefeated Olympian Terrell Gausha, and we'll have him on in a minute. Now, let me get back to Chuy. So, Chuy, man, like I said, when do you go back to training? What type of gap do you have in between fights, man?
Yesterday, man. We went back yesterday.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Hungry still.
Yeah, man. We're grinding. We're grinding right now. Thankfully I didn't get touched at this fight. Why? You know, I'm not intensely training, but you know, I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm in there. Yeah.
And when you said Angel Magdaleno, that's the Magdaleno's father, right?
Angel Magdaleno is it's a boxer I grew up with. I believe he's 6-1, something like that. But no, he's not related to the Magdaleno brothers.
Okay, but you still sparring? I gotta see that because that's my boy.
No, I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, we go. Okay. All right, guys. So now I want to go ahead and introduce. I've been telling you for the longest, Mr. James Shotgun Winchester. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. James, you there? Yeah, I explained to him that not to hang up. We'll get him back on, you know. He thought we was ignoring him probably. So are you still sparring with Diego Magdaleno?
No, I haven't.
They're in Cali too now,
they're in California now, yeah.
Man, I would have loved to seen that sparring, man.
Yeah, man, it's pretty intense, yeah.
Pretty intense. That's what it is. You got anything else on that, Norin? Or anything else you want to touch on?
Man, it's just so many great things. I just want to see Chuy back in the ring again.
Me too.
You know,
yeah.
and exactly.
Yeah.
Since he's being so diplomatic, taking a page out of my book, and don't want to say who's going to be.
Whoever, man. Whoever.
When's it going to be? How about
winning.
that? Let's.
When's it going to be?
Yeah, let's do a side with the who and do with the when.
Man, it's coming up real soon. Just everybody keep their eyes and ears
Yes,
open.
sir.
It's not like you're not gonna hear about it.
Don't hang up,
Yeah,
James.
when it's official, you gonna hear about
Already.
it. You know what I
And
mean?
we-
But, you know, it's coming real soon.
and of
We ain't
course-
gonna keep nobody waiting.
For
That's
sure,
the
for
first round
sure.
knockout. The world ready to see if he can do it again.
Already. And we stay in hometown in Vegas, right?
We
Why
have
would we
to.
go anywhere
Already.
else?
Already.
Why?
Already. Indignant with the answers.
Right, why go anywhere else, man? This our hometown. You
And
know what I
that's-
mean? This our hometown. Should we get all the love here, man? Why go anywhere else, man?
That's right.
Speaking of that,
Branded.
If the food good at home, why go somewhere else and eat?
Already.
well, we're going to try to talk about that, too, with this man, Entourage. You know, it's ridiculous. I ain't never seen nobody with an entourage at such a young, you know, career, you know?
You know we love good food.
He hung up again? Okay, well, yeah.
Right away.
Okay, well, it's cool. We still got some stuff. We're going to keep it rolling. Richard Schaffer, man, that's the big news, man.
yeah.
Richard Schaffer leaves Golden Boy Promotions. We trying to get James on, guys. So is he on? James, you there?
Hello.
Okay, that doesn't sound like James. Is James there? Okay. Okay. James is playing hide and seek, y'all. So
Shotgun shy.
shotgun
James.
shy. No, it's all good. We'll
It's
try.
all good, no
Hey
doubt.
James, we'll try to get you on before the show is over, man. We only got a couple minutes, so hopefully we get you back on,
All
man.
good.
But yeah, man, let's keep it rolling, Norin.
sir.
Like I said, Richard Schaffer, he leaves Golden Boy, man.
Uh-oh.
I want to know what you guys think about that. Is this, you know, what does this mean for the sport of boxing? Is this a good move, or does this affect things in a negative way? What do you think, Chuy? Let me ask him.
Man, to be honest, man, that's some drama I don't even want to be a part
Yeah,
of, man.
yeah.
I got my own drama, man.
Mm.
You know, that's a different league right there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll let y'all handle this one, man.
Hey, it's all good. What's up, Norin?
Boy, the speculations, permutations are
Mike.
infinite. Well, not infinite, but, you know, there's a lot of ways this can go. There's a lot of ways this can go. I mean, we got a very likely teaming up of two very powerful entities in the sport of boxing with Heyman and Schaffer. I mean, they've already been working as a very successful and effective tandem. But I guess now, you know, they're, you know, basically going to consolidate or, you know, officialize the, you know, the team or the duo.
Oh, they announced it already? They teamed
No, they haven't announced
No,
it. These are
okay.
speculations. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay,
This is
okay.
what, you know, what may come, things that may come. So, you know, that is definitely, I would say, would be a move in the right direction for the sport.
Yeah.
Mr. Heyman is very progressive. Richard Schaffer's proven himself to, you know, be able to, you know, make a success out of a company. So, you know, that's something that's really good. But then on the other hand, now are you going to have an additional Cold War effect?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is Golden, you know what I mean? Is Golden Boy going to be another, you know what I mean? Now they're not going to be willing to deal and with you know, with the new entity.
Yeah,
you know, so
We remove one problem to possibly add a new problem,
You
which
already
puts
know.
us, we break even.
exactly a lot
You
of
know,
possibilities.
Yeah.
A lot of
I mean, because the good thing is, like I said, yeah, we will get to see them fights like Tawan was talking about earlier. We'll get to see the Canelo, Pacquiao, the maybe Maidana Marquez, Danny Garcia.
We hope.
All hopefully,
yes.
hopefully. James, you there?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? I thought you was avoiding me, man. What's going on, man?
No, man. No, ain't nothing like that.
I know I'm messing with you, man. I'm glad we got you on the show, man, because we was like right at the end right now, man. So man, we was trying to get you. But anyway, man, so you got a fight coming up against Terrell Gausha. Now, a lot of people, they thinking you just being brought in this fight just to lose, you know, to make Terrell look good. Is that motivation for you, James?
Yeah, it's motivation in a way, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show the world better than I can tell them, though. You know, this is my first time ever being able to get ready for a fight. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been in there with way tougher dudes than him. So, you know,
Yeah, let people know.
everything
Yeah.
about the show, everything about to come up.
Let everybody know who else you've been in the ring with, because you've been in with some good dudes, and they couldn't stop you, right?
Yeah, and I went the distance with all of them. I banged out with all them boys on Glenn Tapia, on Matt Corbo, Mike Medina, Jorge Melendez, Joey Hernandez,
Yeah.
A few more of them dudes, man, but them about the best ones I've been in there with, and you know what I'm saying? They all gave me respect at the end of the day after the fight.
Absolutely. I hear you. Is there any game plan you have? Like, you've been studying him. Did you look at certain things like, okay, I could capitalize off of that?
Yeah, just when he try to open up on me, I'm going to open up on his ass. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. And I hope he's listening to this, because I hope he don't think he got a cakewalk. I'm coming, hey, he got a fight. It's going to be a dog fight.
He said he got a... Hey, James, explain to people your type of amateur experience that you have. Where did you get your craft from?
I got mine from prison, bro. I don't know what all that little pretty shit. See, these boys, it's different. You know what I'm saying? They fight for wins and fight for, you know, little trophies and shit. I was fighting for my pride. I was fighting, you know, I'm fighting for fighting just to be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Just to show that, you know what I mean? Mo can't fuck with me, and I wasn't in there on no little punk shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what type of gloves was y'all using in prison?
Shit, sheets, wrapping our hands over sheets. No mouthpiece, no headgear, just sheets.
Bare knuckles.
You know what I mean?
Man, that's getting it in on a whole other level. Hey, that make the UFC stuff look a little soft.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gausha ain't never did no shit like that, man. He spoon fed, you know what I'm saying? He been pampered his whole career and shit. You know, he lucky he made it to the Olympics, because he ain't that fucking good to me.
Man, hey, right now, and I think Gausha watching, biting his lip right now, man.
Yeah, let him bite him. He might swallow his tongue when he get in the ring.
That's what it is. James about to bring the shotgun out. James Shotgun Winchester.
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded, baby. That's the logo. That's the motto right there. Boy. Locked and loaded.
I heard that.
That's that real raw old school boxing talk right there.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Locked and loaded, baby.
So you gonna be fighting. So that's James Shotgun Winchester. He's gonna be fighting Terrell Gausha this Friday on Showtime. That's gonna be 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Right, James?
Right, that's right.
And who else you said was on that card again?
I think Eddie Gomez and Hugo Centeno or something. Hugo Centennial.
Okay.
Something like that. But Eddie Gomez, you know, he a good fight. That's the dude I say he got a key to the future right there.
Yeah.
You know, I get Eddie props, man.
Yeah. And real quick, I want to ask as many people as I can before I let you go, man. Let me get a quick prediction from you. Let's go with Lara versus Canelo. Who you got, man?
I had to say Canelo, man. I had to say Canelo, man.
Man.
I think Lara good at boxing and stuff, man. But you know, it might be too early for him to step up to a fight like that. He should have took another step up fight before that one right there, man.
Yeah. So you think he gonna catch him eventually and probably knock him out?
I wouldn't say all that now. Now, Lara might fuck around and drop him a couple times. It's gonna be a fight now. I ain't saying he gonna just kick that dude's ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo ain't gonna just kick his ass, but they probably gonna get it to him by decision. Yeah. You know what I mean? They gonna
definitely if it's close.
If it go to Denson, they gonna get it to Canelo.
Yeah, especially if it's close. And just real quick, man, Cotto versus Martinez.
Boy, I don't know, man.
That's a tough one.
I don't know if Cotto gonna be big enough for him, man. You know, that's the only thing about it, man. Martinez has been in there with a lot of bigger fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? You see what he did on Chavez Jr. and shit, man. So it's hard to say on that, man. You know what I mean? I hope Cotto. You know what I mean? I'm going for Cotto. You know what I'm saying? But
skill-wise,
it's gonna be a good fight, man.
Skill-wise, not just looking at weight, but just skill-wise, who do you think is better?
Skill-wise, Cotto. Martinez just too
big.
I think Martinez just might be too big for him, man. I think his power might mess around and shake Cotto a couple times. That's about it.
Okay, man. Okay,
real talk.
That's good talk, man. Good insight, man. Well, I thank you for your time.
Right.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. You got any last words? You want to give out your social medias or anything like that, James?
Yeah, man, I want to give a shout-out to my hometown, first of all, Reedsville. Reedsville, stand up, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all turn that shit on, man. Friday afternoon, man, showtime. Y'all better be watching it. I'm coming on fighting all y'all motherfuckers. And I want to give a shout out to some of my dudes that I train with, Jamal Freeman, Steve Matthews, my trainer Marcus Luck, Leonardo Turner. Y'all know Leonardo Turner, man. Hey, that's a real good dude right there, man. Julian Williams. I want to give Julian Williams a shout out, man. That's a piece of the boxing right there too, man.
Yeah, he look good.
Yeah, that's about it, man. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them boys, they them good two-shoe dudes, man. I'm fucking with the underdogs, man. I like the underdogs. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that. You want, if people want to get in contact with you on your Facebooks and all that, you want to get that out?
Yeah, you can look me up at James C. Winchester on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And go from there, man. Just follow me from there. I got a lot of people, especially from my city, that's following me. So go from there, man. Send me a friend request.
Okay, and I just wanted to introduce you to my man that's in the studio with me. This is another beast coming up, undefeated lightweight, Chuy Gutierrez. He knocked the dude out this weekend on HBO Latino in like 20 seconds, man. So introducing you guys.
What's going on, James? Good luck, man.
Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, hit me up on Facebook, man. Hey, I'm trying to get in a couple camps, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got you,
ain't too much going on down my way.
I got you, boss. Good luck, man.
All right.
That's right.
All right.
That's what it do. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, James. Well, I'm going to let you go, man. I'm going to be tuning in, man. I wish you luck this Friday, okay, man?
All right, that's what it do, bro. I'm locked and loaded, man. I'll let y'all.
All right, man. Take care, man. That was James Winchester. Good personality, man. Yep. Especially for boxing. Hopefully he does good, man. So I'll go ahead and close on your last thoughts, Chuy Gutierrez. You got anything you want to close out with, man?
Just thank you everybody that supported us this past Saturday. Like I said, we're here, 135. We're here. You can follow me at El Huracan on El Huracan 88 on Twitter, on Instagram, and RHP.
There
we
it
in
is.
this.
Right Hook in the building. Right Hook Promotions in the building, y'all. Well, I just want to say thanks to all my guests for showing up. Chuy Gutierrez, Tawan Butler, Right Hook Promotions, Norton Radical, James W. Shotgun Winchester, and Rudy Hernandez. I thank everybody, guys, and we will see you guys next week, 3 p.m. Tuesday, Pacific Standard Time. I'll holler.
Been a long time.